You're not running, I'll check it. That's it live.
I like that in your background. Your background. There is my. I've got it in my page now. Can't miss that. Otherwise I'm in trouble. I've got glasses, but I don't wear them.
Hello, and welcome to the Gers TV. My name's Cy Leslie.
I'm Vivian.
I'm Gordon. Hi.
Just a wee quick one. Good luck to get well soon. Sorry to Lewis, he's not well. So hopefully he's watching.
He's got that lazy-itis.
I just found out tonight he's not going to make it. I'm not really sure what's actually wrong with me. But
Lazy,
hopefully he's better soon.
lazy-itis.
He's probably just woke up.
I know. Hope you're okay, Lewis.
He's honestly.
I'll be the good person here.
He's never been the same. Never been the same since Nuremberg, really. When you think about
To be
it.
fair, that's
Changed them.
sadly the way it's been.
Get when you release a live.
Quickly, guys, if you can help us out, because we've not got Lewis, we need a wee help. If you could give us some shares, we'll quickly do this and I'll get some in and out. All we're basically going to talk about tonight is the Rangers versus St Mirren game at Ibrox, and we'll do a wee quick chat before that, guys. We've done an interview at the weekend with the Rangers Supporters Association.
We did.
Vivian and Gordon done an interview.
Yeah.
How did you feel it went?
Absolutely amazing. It was really good. I had no prior knowledge at all of the association, so for me it was quite mind blowing actually. Yeah, what about you, Gordon? How did you?
Fascinating.
You were in the meeting?
Yeah, we attended the meeting. It was a drop-in meeting at the Village Hotel in Glasgow, and they invited anyone that's part of a supporters club or any interest in it really to drop in literally and check them out. I thought some of the points they raised were very, very valid, and they're only going to be a force for good
going to get a link from them, actually.
to the betterment of supporters clubs. So if you want to find out more about them, please check out their website and
Gordon,
or get in touch with us and we'll put you in touch with
a
them.
few questions. You actually attended the meeting. We missed the meeting. We were there a
Yep.
wee bit later setting up. For the benefit of anybody that went to it, sometimes these things, I was in the trust for many years, right? People will say these guys are blazer chasing, all they're interested in getting themselves on the board. I know a lot of the people in this committee and that involved in the association. I don't believe that for a minute. These are just genuine guys. Is that the impression you got when you watched the meeting?
Absolutely, absolutely. Si, they're very similar to the Gers TV in the sense that they're not interested in yes men or just praising the club or just going along with everything that's getting said. I've got a real good feeling that they're going to be supportive when it's called for and then give constructive criticism when it's called for as well.
Another thing I was going to ask you, we weren't there, sometimes people go, it sounds great, but is it boring? Was it a boring meeting, or did you feel as it was a good input?
Good input. There's a lot of people there as well, and what really struck me was you could tell that they were passionate about Rangers, they were passionate about supporters clubs, and there was a lot of good points raised as well. So it'll be interesting to keep an eye on what happens with that, because I really think that in the new season it's going to be a great thing for all the supporters clubs to be involved in.
Yeah, so you guys got a chat with the lads that have done that. Just before we go into the football chat, basically these guys are wanting the supporters to have a better voice
And it's well needed.
and to speak to fans and ask them as well. Is that right? To ask the fans what do you want? What as a support?
Yeah,
what do
they're
you
very, very big on that. They're very big on getting their members' input. So basically, if you're a member of supporters clubs can join the RSA, and anyone that's got a question, anyone that's got a point to raise, they'll happily raise it with Rangers. They're looking to get more engagement from Rangers. I think one of the big things he talked about was communication. Because there'll always be things that you can't please every fan all the time.
Yeah.
So there'll always be issues here and there. But I think what they're crying out for, which I agree with, is communication from the club. So even when a decision is not popular, let's explain why it's been made.
Yeah.
100%. I'm just getting a set up because we've not got Lewis, so I need to get a couple of things done with somebody.
And one of the big things for me was that it was just ordinary Rangers. And I hate using this phrase, but not saying they're bigger and better than anyone else.
Yeah.
But it was just it was your everyday Rangers supporters going to the club. Going to the games. Giving up their spare time before the game to meet like-minded people, and I've got a real good feeling it's going to be for a really good thing.
I think that was the first time that they had held it in that location,
I
and I
think
think
that-
it worked very well, didn't it, as well?
Well,
Um,
what I was interested in, guys, you asked the question, right, but it interested me because when I was part of the association and through the Orange Order and other meetings that I've been in through the years, something that a younger generation worry about, as they say, these meetings are like dinosaurs and it's going to be old men and it's committees and stuff like that. That didn't strike me as the way they're approaching the future for the association.
No.
It struck me as young people, or
Yep,
a younger age, a younger generation of supporters,
of course.
and for supporters of all ages, all just trying to get a modernised version of the association, but an organisation with a proper say at the club.
Yeah, they're wanting people to have their say, and they're trying. You can see that they're heavily trying to redesign and modernise it. Because I think we asked the question as well about people over in Australia, and
Yeah.
they're recording things. It's like they can do it online. They're doing it through Zoom. It's like everyone can be a part of this, anywhere, any place, at any time. So
100%.
Yep.
So, guys, the impression that I got that we can do some more work with them in the future. Gordon, you were at the meeting, you two done the interview, I was doing the camera work, but I think in the future we should be supporting them a wee bit more.
I agree. I think I had no prior knowledge. I didn't even know they existed until Saturday, and after hearing it and interviewing, having the privilege to get an interview with them, I think definitely I will be at the next meeting. It's
We spoke about the possibility of going live as well, so they did say they would consider that. Is that right?
yep.
Trying to remember.
Yep, so fascinating to go, really interesting stuff discussed, and I would urge anyone out there to get involved and check them out, and if
Yep.
Gers TV can be part
Watch the
of it,
video. Watch the video for the weekend if
Yeah.
you've not seen it. The
Yeah.
camera work was amazing. I know that part of it, the audio on the camera side, it was outstanding. So guys, watch it. The video's available on our website, www. You said you're going to remember this, I'm leaving you under this. Forgotten it.
Gers TV.
www.thegers.
Gers TV.
Dot.
Dot.
Take 3. www.
Dot. The Gers TV.
No,
What?
right, I'll try
Take
it one more
For
time,
fuck's
right.
sake.
What is it? www.thegers.tv.
That's it. Perfect. It's just, guys, we're putting these videos out there. We want you to watch them.
I was actually
had to add an extra dot
that
in
was
there.
actually a rehearsed comedy section there.
It was a close call. It was only a few dots off it. Lewis is actually watching, guys. I've just noticed that Lewis is watching, so
Is the actual?
I'm sure that Lewis can
They better get
share.
reviews probably. He used to.
Lewis will be able to share the association's website for us, and they'll be able to share the video, the page for the video as well as that, guys. If anybody's got any comments on this, it's just,
Yeah, let's go. We'll start with some comments.
that's the first one.
Is that the top there?
Aye.
Hopefully Rangers can win on Sunday. That'll be a big game for us. Keep up the great work. Davy Stewart's watching. Good evening, guys. We are the people. You're getting told to behave off Lewis.
I'm always behaved. David Aikens asking a very kind of searching question. We probably might not get a chance to talk about this tonight, David. But who out of the players that are out of contract would you keep in the summer? I think that's probably kind of end of season special show for that, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I would say that Michael Beale already has made that decision. I think he already knows what he wants for the summer.
Absolutely, I think
I
he's
would like to
already
think
planned.
so. Actually, when I think about that, I'd like to think he was kind of on the ball with it.
David
Yeah.
Stewart saying there's got to be a voice from the supporters and the club to pass on information and not rumours and hearsay. Absolutely agree. So
Yeah.
that's why we're
Yep.
spending some time talking about the RSA tonight
Yeah.
after meeting them on Saturday.
Because another point is with these guys are no part of like fan media that are involved with Rangers. They're just an association who meet Rangers, so that they don't have any kind of conflict of interest. They just basically go to Ibrox, go to every away game, and they run the buses. So it's like a neutral type of voice. That's why we think that they deserve the opportunity to get bigger.
They do, and it's even better the fact that that's what they want to do. They want to get bigger. They want to bring more people in, people from the buses, because a lot of people don't know where to begin and where to find these kind of associations, and it is great. That's the whole part, is to get that voice out there and get more people along.
So there's a great comment here. We're going to talk about the game now, but before we talk about the game, there's a comment. Do you think Matondo will be a Rangers player next season? We'll start the football chat in a minute. I'm just going to open the calls up because it's only a short show we do, remember now. 45 minutes to an hour. It's a lovely night, and I'm going to book the scooter later. Right, so.
It's 106 miles to Chicago. We've got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes.
It's here now.
It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. The Gers TV. Hit it.
So I'm just finishing off the shells. Okay, so
Back.
sorry, that was handy. I didn't even know you were doing something there. You said I just said something and you said you're back. So that's
I know, because
handy.
I said we're going up the calls.
It's all falling apart without Lewis tonight, isn't it? It's all going Pete Tong.
So we have this conversation every week just before we start. See, when we press the call button, you don't hear my pal Kyle talking, and you don't hear the wee advert saying Collins Gers TV. So don't talk during that, and every time we do it, somebody talks. The two of you went for it. The calls are open if you want to give us a wee call. How good's your eyesight? What's the phone number?
0141 319 5230.
There you go. And if you want to give us a wee call, that would be great.
Can I do the website again? Because I think I've mastered it.
Right, we'll
I don't know.
we're only on for 45 minutes.
Right, anyway, right, I'll do it at the end, right?
Right, no, give it a go. Go on.
www.thegels.tv.
There we go.
Perfect.
Perfect.
There you go.
Okay, there we go. Right.
See, I'll learn
The
about it.
traffic's all heading there right now as we speak. For that. It's all done.
So let's chat about football.
Aye.
Right.
That's what the show's all
Aye.
about.
Yep.
So Rangers 5, St Mirren 2 on Saturday.
Yep.
Happy with the result?
Got to be
I
the
think
end
that-
result.
I think you need to look at it from different points of view when you watch football, because before this show started, as I said to Gordon and Vivian, I was really angry at the result, the performance at times, and I thought we were really. I didn't think we looked at interested. We knew we could win the game and didn't go to second gear. However, when I watched the goals back on the Monday, and we watched the last goal a minute ago before the show started, the Scott Arfield goal, there was a 60 pass move that led to the goal. The goal that we lost, the first goal we lost, was a terrible one. We lose them all the time. But other than that, Tav misses a penalty. 5 good goals. Wasn't that bad a performance as I thought. And I thought Mintondo coming on at the end of the last 10 minutes now deserves a chance, because if Kent's going to be out, the lad looked alright. He wasn't long in the park, but he linked up with Morelos well.
Oh, the game totally changed.
Actually, to be honest with you, I forgot to tell you this. When they brought the sub zone, I was shouting. I don't know swear, because you swore, I'm not allowed to swear. Right,
Aye,
I
that's it.
kinda-
You did, aye. Yep.
When you were doing your website
I
chat.
don't want to say anything, no, Jimmy, I'm not grass.
When you were doing the website chat, so I was screaming that when the subs were coming on, I'm shouting, they don't effing fill me with inspiration, and then they ran on and scored 3
I
goals.
think a lot of people that I was sitting next to said the same thing as you, by the way. And then they were all sitting there going, oh well.
But they
Eating
did
the words,
check.
Yeah.
The idea of subs is to change the game, and they changed the game. You've got to give them credit for that. So I actually
did.
thought,
And do you know that is part of football though, being, I suppose, it's...
I'm starving, can I get a crisp? I don't know.
Myself.
I missed something there. What happened there? Did somebody put a packet of crisps or something? I don't know what happened there. Alright.
I think it might be a joke. So, just on that, I think that we made it difficult for ourselves at times. People kind of forget that St Mirren were on a good run of form as well. St Mirren are probably going to finish in the top 6. They went on a 4 or 5 match unbeaten run. They beat Hearts.
Are they?
They beat Hearts at Tynecastle the week before. So, I don't think
That's interesting.
we should be too critical of Rangers, but I thought we made it hard for ourselves. Mark O'Hara did score an absolute belter of an equaliser, which, how often is that going to happen? Not that often. And we ended up comfortable winners in the end. At times it was a bit pedestrian, but at times I think we spoke about this off air side, and with that we might have got a glimpse of the future under Beale as well with the passing.
We watched the 60 pass move, and we watched it and we were talking about it. It was actually really, really good to watch. It's everything that we've moaned about. We want Rangers to play like and I hope that's the future with Rangers under Michael Beale. Sometimes maybe but we're fans, we're critical because we love the team and the club,
Yeah.
but he's only had one transfer window and he's brought in two good players, quality players. You can't really blame him for the rest of the players being there. So he does deserve a chance to get his own players in to play his own style of football. That will take time, but if that's the kind of way we're going to play in the future, I think that 60 passes and a beautiful goal definitely is the way you want to see Rangers playing.
Yeah.
I would add as well, Gordon, that would mention to you earlier on, the second goal St Mirren scored, I thought it was terrible marking for Rangers, but when I look back it was just a really good dig, it was a good shot. Sometimes you should just give credit when it's due. I don't know, we're on different stones, so we'll get different angles for it.
No,
Yeah.
I think St Mirren are one of these teams you automatically were going to beat 3 or 4-0 at Ibrox, but there's been a few games
Well, we all
recently.
predicted 3-0s and 4-0s.
Well, aye, there's been a few
Okay.
games recently down at St Mirren Park as well where it's not been particularly easy for us. So I think if you look at the result, you go 5-2. It doesn't tell the whole story. So, but I think in patches we looked a bit pedestrian. But as I go back to a couple of good moves and well played to Scott Arfield, who's not got a lot of chances lately, but he's come on and been energetic again. And shout out to Matondo as well, who's been criticised on this show and many others, I'm sure. But he came on and hopefully a
I'm
bit.
sure you criticise him.
But I know. A bit thanks. Constructively, I may add.
Oh, now that he's doing well, you're a fan.
I'm always new as a gem. No, I think the Montonto has got potential. I think maybe a loan move could be the best for him for maybe next season or 6 months or just to get his form back and his confidence back. But he showed glimpses as well. So I think overall we showed glimpses of what we're capable of next season.
Okay.
It was also,
Yeah.
I suppose if you look at it, it was actually good to see. I like the supporters at the game as well. See, when there's no supporters and you're watching it 2 weeks ago, it does kill football. And it was good to see I'm not trying to praise Mum too much, but they had a good support with them and
They did.
it was a good atmosphere at the game.
I was next to them.
So, alright, okay. Aye, so apart from that, Tavernier's penalty, I wouldn't really comment too much on that. The penalties is a kind of a lottery at times. You win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
If he's going to miss a penalty this season, for the end of the season, that's the one I would prefer to be missed.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I know it, all in all, I thought,
Yeah.
I'm not so sure if Ranskin's fully fit. I think they kind of played him because they're trying to get him fit. But with players who are injured, we probably played a few players that were only fully fit. But
Yeah, I mean you're right, Si. We had a lot of players. We've still got a lot of players out injured, and before the game there was a few others announced as well. So I think that you look back and you go 5-2. You'll take it, and we scored some good goals, but defensively, we still look a little bit vulnerable, especially with crosses into the box as well. But hopefully
Definitely.
that's something to work on. And
but also, God, just to interrupt you there, so see when you said 5-2, we'll take it. I will be honest, see with 10 minutes to go, maybe 12 minutes, I don't know the exact time we got the third goal. But at one point I was thinking to myself, it's going to be 2-2.
aye.
I didn't think we were going to get out of there. I didn't, because when it went to 5, I thought, well, that flattered to deceive us a wee bit there.
Well, I think
I felt that as well.
I think maybe back under Gio at the start of the season.
Correct, that's what I was meaning. We would have been a 2 each.
It would have been a 2 each, but we kept going. We obviously, Michael Beale's obviously said to him, keep playing you want to play, and to have that flown move with 60 passes in the goal. Again, it was patient, and I think at the time he didn't realise how good a goal it was. To be perfect, I don't mean you particularly, I mean in general, everyone didn't realise what a good goal it was.
You look back and well, it's a better angle. What's that? It's a better angle you've seen it from as well. We watched it tonight. Aye.
Yeah, absolutely. I think at the time it's football fans are quite fickle because at the stadium you're probably shouting, get it forward more, or get it in the box, get it in the box. But if that's the way Beale wants us to play, then fair enough.
Well, that's the way that when I'm trying to think back in times of the Rangers watching them as young, a few years ago when I was younger. Advocat played that style of football in his first season. Souness played it in his first season, and I remember with Michael Beale and obviously Gerrard being the manager, Rangers done a lot of the tippy-tappy football then as well. A lot of the managers like it. The fans love it. And if you've got the ball, the other team can't score. So if you probably had a debate on Gers TV start of the season, what style of football do you want Rangers to play? We would have all have asked for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I thought aspect. I mean, it was unfortunate for Tav to miss a penalty. Usually, was a bit better than that, but I think you hit the nail on the head. I'd rather rather miss the penalty and come out with 5-2 on top in a game like that than say a cup semi-final in a couple of weeks' time.
And there's also you could also throw it the other way and say the keeper saved it.
I think it's one of these cliches
If
when
it
they
was
say
an old firm game, you wouldn't be shouting that, but
aye,
you could say it now.
it's a decent save, but it was one of those. It was right at the perfect height for the keeper to save it, I think, as well. So, but you know, Tav's scored 101 goals this season now, so he's entitled to the odd mistake.
100%. But guys, the calls are open. I want people to phone in as well because it gives us an opportunity. We've got a lot of good people that call in and different points of view. I'll just catch up with the comments just now. Where did we
Neil
stop?
watching for Toronto.
Joel Jackson, hope you're alright, pal. You're in the hospital, is that right? Good evening, all watching from hospital. I don't know if you're visiting or if you're in the hospital, mate, but hope you're alright.
Yeah, get well soon.
He's getting there, past marks, thanks. Yes, he's been in hospital. Neil Reid, how you doing, mate? Neil, I'm going to be chatting to some of the guys for Toronto on Friday. I think I'm trying to arrange something now because Toronto is fastly approaching. It's only about 6 or 7 weeks away, I think.
Is that what
Couple
date is
months,
it? Is it away?
The putting under pressure.
Middle of June, 2
I
months.
think it's the 13th of June. I'm going to
It's
go.
when I fly.
I thought 16th, 17th.
Aye,
It's
so
the same day I fly.
when you actually put things into perspective, that's not far away.
That's only a couple
No,
of months.
it
aye.
works out because I fly out, take my wee boy away. 8 weeks.
So I'm going to try and do a weekend of promotion with the guys. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. I'm going to try and do it on a kind of Zoom thing
Yep.
on Friday for half an hour, and just to let people know there's
Good
tickets
stuff.
available, how to go about getting tickets, what's going to happen when you get over there. We went to the convention last year. I don't know, was that your first convention? 'Cause
At
I
my
didn't-
first convention, obviously it was delayed through COVID, and I won't go into too much detail, but we had a great time. Me, a couple of mates, my brother as well, and it was great. The convention was absolutely great.
Wait, the
Arsenal was
Kilson?
great, but it was absolutely brilliant. So,
To be fair, with said when you said about not getting into too much detail, Vegas was really, really hot, so I don't think I'd be wearing the kilts in Vegas again.
Aye.
That's all I'm saying in that matter.
aye,
That was very hot.
too hot to handle.
What
at one
happens
point,
in
wasn't
Vegas stays
In
in
Vegas.
Vegas.
Because the thing is, God will tell you this,
Not
that
that.
who was the guys that goes to kilts? Give him a wee plug a minute.
Keep your hand on your sporting, that's what I can
Aye.
say.
I'm telling you,
Kilts for you.
Kilts for you,
so
give us a
Ian,
kilts.
Ian at Kilts for you. So if you're still watching, Ian, you're watching, thanks so much. It was they were absolutely fantastic. It was so nice. It's Rangers starting. Absolutely fantastic.
But it was the
So-
proper gear, so it was really, really heavy. I mean, you don't realise it. It was
Unreal.
heavier than my suitcase. Oh, no, honestly,
Aye.
I'm not wrong.
It
It was
was.
heavier than my suitcase, so
Aye.
I was panicking. And then when you were leaving the hotel in Vegas, every time you left the hotel, you just started sweating.
Did you?
Aye.
And I had about a 3 mile walk, and I'm a fat guy, man. So by the time I got to the convention hotel, man, I couldn't breathe.
I was a wee bit luckier because we were staying with my mate Jason and my brother and Richie and Graham and Des and my brother Chris. We were staying in Planet Hollywood, so
So you were on the far right.
we were just down the stairs. But even then, it was still a bit sweaty. But
And we missed a turn because
Yeah.
Dutch Dennis was there, and Dutch Dennis kept saying to me, I thought he was kidding.
where's Dutch Dennis from?
I know, I don't know, but he's
That's
actually
to
from,
me, right?
he's actually from what do you call it, Rotterdam. But he did tell me, he made a good point to me, right? No, that way when you come home for holiday, you think he was right. Everybody that's in Vegas that's known holiday just in the strips just make money, right? Doing different acts, and a lot of them just taking photos and that.
Uh-huh.
And Dutch Dennis is saying, I'm trying to do the Dutch accent here, I'm going to my head because Victor's watching for Holland now. Dutch Dennis is saying to me, Si, the accent's terrible. You and Gordon, stand on the strip. What's under the Scotsman's kilt? $5. And I'm like, what are you kidding me, man? $5? What's under the Scotsman's kilt? You make a fortune. He was trying to pimp us out, right? I
don't remember this.
No, I never told you, but he was
Oh,
telling me.
thanks.
He was telling me we should stand there and get the photos taken with all the tourists and that, and get the pimp ourselves out for a couple of years. I'm thinking about it now.
We'd ended up in debt.
Probably. We'll get some comments coming in there. Somebody mentions Victor. Where did Victor go to that?
Victor Morgan.
I sorry, I just hello.
Larry Dyatt.
Aye.
Yep.
If you could.
Advocate system was Euro football and now modern football playing out from the back. Stop the punt up the park, second ball Scottish football we're used to.
Yeah.
So point is just obviously playing a little bit better football and done this big.
It's because
punt up
he's
the
Dutch.
park, aye.
Victor's Dutch, so he's probably we're reading it in the way a Dutch accent.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Thomas laughing. He's more worried
Basically
about-
telling us that Scottish football was crap. Still not football. When the Advocate
Aye.
came in, he made it better.
Aye, it was
Yeah,
a
I'll give
subtle,
that.
subtle way of saying that,
Aye.
really, wasn't it?
He was being
Eh,
very Dutch.
Thomas laughing and saying he's more worried about the defence and absolute beginner's mistakes leading to shockingly poor goals. I think a lot of times balls go down the right hand side, left hand side. We are not very good at blocking the crosses, and that's leading to panicky defending.
Yep.
It will probably happen in the semi-final in a couple of weeks' time as well. We need to be better at stopping the cross.
It's back to what I was saying. That's no that's no Michael Beale's defence. So he's got to play with what he's got to now. And Connor Golson being a missing, we'll criticise the guy at times, but you know what? When he's missing for the team, you do notice it.
You know, it's that.
Aye, it's almost as if we're scared to give away a corner. But if you give away a corner, you've got time to reset your defence. You've got time to stand. We need to stand. You've got time to mark, assess the situation. So I don't see the big deal in giving out and blocking crosses to go for a corner rather than this ball gets put in the box every time and we lose goals from it.
Well, I agree with you, but I mean the crazy thing about that is at the start of the Michael Beale era, he brought in a set piece expert. Now, would imagine a set piece expert also works on defending set pieces. So you know the corners an issue with corners. Vivian knows there's an issue with corners. I know there is, and we talk about it every week. So why are Rangers not fixing it? Because I don't think you're right.
I'd like to think they're trying.
So I think it's a case of we need a new centre half in the team for or maybe two probably pre-season. I think it's going to be a massive pre-season for Rangers.
Hello to Angus Gladstone and Tommy McLean. Mark
Mark,
Aitken,
just
yeah,
give us
there's a
an
good
update.
time. I don't know if you know Mark Klotz went forward a couple of weeks ago, so this is us just keeping up with it. So
Sure, he asked that last week.
Daz, what?
Daz, but I met Daz in the Bristol on Sunday afternoon. I went for a quick beer with Vinny and it turned into about 10. And
You know, quick beers always end up like that.
And the boys turned up. They were they're from Derby, but they were doing a wee pub crawl at the Rangers bars before going to a wedding.
Lovely.
How did the wedding go? And I was asking if I knew my pal Charlie May. And he was getting married the next day, so
Oh.
they're supposed to be back home getting ready and shaved and all that.
And they were in the
No,
pub.
they were drinking like there's no tomorrow.
Ugh, damn right.
Good to meet you, Daz,
Know
mate.
about
Good
that.
to meet you. Thanks for coming on and having sends a wee message. Victor is from Glasgow. Just worked with a lot of the Dutch boys. Sorry, I'm getting mixed up. I thought Victor was from Holland, and he was no, maybe I'm getting mixed up. He's an agent. So as Victor's the guy that wrote the book, was it? No, Victor Morgan. No, I must be right. Victor from Glasgow anyway. So I got that right.
I think
No, the comments are coming in too quick now. Somebody will need that. Somebody will need to catch up. Dutch are great.
I
They pay.
I think you have to. I think Robert's having a wee laugh with us. I think every week.
Yeah.
You know, go and have some crisps.
Right, so quite right. That was actually a great part. I still don't get me.
Yeah.
Had a great time, bro. And as I say, guys, just a quick plug because we're big advocates of. See, I brought Advocate back in tonight. We're big advocates of the. If you want a Rangers pub to survive, support them. The Bristol bar's been great for us at times. We've done a lot of events in it.
Yep.
If you've not had a chance, get along to some of these pubs. The Bristol, the Loudon, Oswald's. That's what Daz and that were doing. They just done a wee tour, but how many times is a pub shut and people say, "Oh, I miss it"?
Aye,
Didn't drink in it.
it's a shame to see that. It's a shame to see that go. It's a shame to see that close its
You
doors.
hear that all the
and,
time, don't you?
You do hear it all the time as well. Yes. So,
And another wee plug as well was was Rumours Bar. My friends that run that. You popped in to see them.
Oh well, I need to try
I've heard a
one
few
time.
things. I've heard a few things about them.
Aye, they were talking about us.
Rumours.
They're actually looking for staff rumours. I seen on their page. I was tempted to do a few weekends.
Vivian in she was looking for Adele. So rumour
Oh,
has
got a
it.
call coming in.
We don't know the last 3 digits.
Oh,
We need to
dear.
know who you are with the last 3 digits, guys. If you let us know if you're phoning in just now, just give us the last 3 digits because that's the only way we can do calls.
See, when we say, just to clarify, when we say give us your last 3 digits, what we mean is if you type your last 3 digits in the chat box,
We
and
know.
then when you call, we can link the phone number to the comment so we know who's calling. Ewan Milton is saying we need to find Amoruso or Goff type defender, controls the bosses of the other defenders, that's what we're missing.
That's,
I think
that's tight, but I'll ask you guys a question. Is there many of them left in football? That's a dog snoring, by the way, for anybody watching that's not watching every week.
Football has changed a little bit, but
That's changing big time.
you've still got, you know, so while you have something like Richard Goff playing for a while, maybe Amoruso, I'll get dogs abuse for this. I was never Amoruso's biggest. I thought it was great. I was never his biggest fan, but that's a conversation for another day, maybe. But I think that I don't think that Davies and Golson are a terrible partnership. I think they still need to trust each other and gel. And I think Suter's there for backup because you've got to have Scottish players with the European.
Unless we change it to the style that we
registration.
spoke about with the 3 at the back, and in
Fair
that
enough,
case,
yeah.
I don't think any of them individually are bad players. But to answer the question, in Rangers 151 year history, Richard Goff's probably one of our greatest ever centre halves. Who wouldn't want him in the team?
Aye.
He was a leader as well. So obviously, if you had the chance of having a guy like Richard Goff in the team with that style of play, you would take him. But you'll not get many of them in a lifetime.
Davy Stewart's been a good point. We had one in Cattich.
Aye, so there's two Victors. Victor is the agent in Fernando's and Marco's
I know, I'm
books,
reading that.
and I'm Scottish
Scottish
from
from
Glasgow. I'm Scottish. I met Victor. Sorry, Victor Morgan. I met you once before, mate. I was getting these mixed up. Sorry, because I know there's another Victor as well. So I got that wrong. So this is Victor from Glasgow. He was involved in a lot of the stuff for Fernando. I think that was about it. That was a mix up. We had one in Big Catic. Well, he's gone. That's the problem. I'm not a big fan of bringing players back. I'm not a big fan on that. I do agree that we need a better. Either way, I would still, no matter what, no matter who's fit, I would still get another centre half in pre-season. But don't just bring somebody in because we need a player. If he's not going to be good enough.
Aye, exactly.
I don't think Suter's going to be fit all season either. To be perfectly honest, Suter's not got a great history. So I think we're in a situation where Suter, if we played two at the back, then Suter's going to be back up. But I think we need a backup for the backup.
Say that again. I was reading that and I must. We need a back. We need a fourth
A
player.
backup for the backup. Aye. somebody like Cattich or Balogun. Obviously, those players are gone. But we got another young Scottish player coming through.
So there's 2 points I'm going to see here. Just when I remember here, because Gordon's reminded me. So QPR might be getting relegated.
That's right.
Is that right?
Yeah, they've went on an absolutely horrendous run.
So Michael Beale at the press conference before. Just when I remember.
Honestly,
They feel good,
they've
don't you?
went on a horrendous run.
So just when I remember this, Michael Beale at the press conference says there'll be a link to some of the players that I bring in, and you'll understand when I bring them in. So I wouldn't be surprised if Rangers put a bid in for Lyndon Dykes,
Right.
QPR, and I wouldn't be surprised if Balogun was offered the chance to come back.
And how do you feel about that?
I've been talking about, I get rubbished and I get slaughtered on here for 2 years when I said that Rangers should have bought Lyndon Dykes from Livingston, and I've constantly been boring people with saying we should be ringing, but we should never have lost Balogun in the first place. So that's a connection of two guys I would be quite happy to see back with Rangers.
Okay.
And two guys that would play well for us. That's important.
I don't think Lyndon Dykes is not. I think he's a decent player and he can possibly do all right, but I think there's better options out there, mate. I think there's somebody like Kevin Nisbet, there's Lawrence Shankland out there that would move to Rangers. Lyndon Dykes is okay, but it depends what style of football you're going to play. Remember that if you're going to play this passing possession game that we got hints about on Saturday, does Lyndon Dykes fit into that?
Right, I'll give you an answer to that, right, because I've got the question up. Lyndon Dykes is not Rangers class.
Yeah, I'm seeing that coming
so
in.
here's why I would buy. Here's the exact reason why I would buy Lyndon Dykes. If he played a passing game, he wouldn't get a game in the team, and he wouldn't play. Right. However, how many times you watch a game and you go, we need to change it when there's 10 men in the box, and you just get a big, tall, burly in your way centre forward where you can play the high ball and put the ball in the net. Sometimes you need to change your tactics, and in that scenario, Dykes would be ideal. However, he wouldn't be a regular. I understand that. Mark's just giving us a wee update. The Rangers versus Aberdeen game is 4 o'clock.
Well, it's 7 o'clock as well though. So it's on.
I think it's actually 4:30, isn't it?
Is it 4 p.m?
I think it's 4:30.
I think it's 4:30, yeah.
It's like baseball, we're playing twice. 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. Can't wait for that. That'll be a good double header. Aberdeen against Rangers twice. Can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Sunday.
So
Somebody's saying Shankland had taken a heartbeat.
again, Shankland, you got a chance of getting him for pennies against Forget when he was with Ayr United, but the Shankland one, I don't like all the negativity words because I know he's a Rangers supporter, the boy, and I take to see him signing and reading all these comments and think, geez man, I'm getting pelted and I've not even kicked a ball for Rangers yet. Again, we don't know, but it's all about opinions, guys. We want your opinion. Somebody phoned a minute ago. God, do you want to explain again? Because they might not understand why we don't take the call.
Yeah, so if we don't know who's calling, obviously people are tempted to phone up and have a laugh and a joke and say stuff we don't want people to hear, especially if it's a family show. So what we ask is that on the chat box on Facebook there, if you type in your last three numbers, and then when the call comes through, we can say it's person X, there's his three numbers, we can answer the call.
And we can put them on the call. And once you've done that, unless there's been like a night when we'll go to Lucia, we'll take a note of the, stop snoring, we'll take a note of your number, and then your name will come up on our screen, not the TV screen, and it means that we'll know who you are in the future. So it's just a way to kind of filter the call lines.
Yeah.
So we'd like you to give us a call. It's 01413195230. Just a quick comment for you guys. 4 o'clock, half 4, 5 o'clock, whatever, on a Sunday night for a game of football up in Aberdeen. To me, that's
bizarre.
Yeah.
that's all about the guy that wants to go to watch Rangers, but it wants to watch Rangers on TV, and it's not about the guy that wants to follow Rangers.
I agree, actually. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, it's the same. I remember like over Christmas and New Year as well. It's
time.
like we always say we
Yeah,
always
one in the
seem, we
morning.
always seem to get Ross County away from home and over
Christmas
Christmas and New
Eve.
Year and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, we were obviously lucky with a great night at Bristol Bar that night, but you know, you're not getting home for that. You know, it's Christmas. Obviously, a lot of people with families and kids, etc. They want to follow Rangers, but we're not getting back to Dingwall until, you know, back at at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning or
Was
something.
it?
So
It's not
Aberdeen
ideal.
night. So see
Same for
Aberdeen night.
as well.
You're not getting on the bus, and when you go on the bus outside Aberdeen night, you're not getting on the bus and leaving till at least 8 then, right?
That's it.
So
At least,
then you've got to get to the town centre, and then you've got to get the motorway. I'm reckoning that some of these supporters clubs are getting home at 1 in the morning.
Yeah, easy.
Especially, I mean, we're assuming that it's all they're going to Glasgow, but they're going down south and over back to Northern Ireland, etc. as well. So, I mean, some of them might not get back on Monday morning.
I mean, it's
And if they miss
again,
ferries
it's
and whatnot.
anti-supporter, and this is the stuff that the association was trying to address.
Your whole day's gone, and it.
Your whole day and night's gone, but you're also struggling to get to work and things like that. And
A Sunday and a Sunday.
and this is to
or-
accommodate the fact that they want football on different days of the week.
Yes,
That's the future. We're not going to be able to change it, but it's not something I can't say I enjoy that.
has to be surely there has to be a bit of common sense applied. You know, if you're going to play on a Sunday, I don't think we're going to ever get back to the days where
Every game's at 3
every
o'clock on a
game's 3
Saturday.
o'clock on a Saturday. We need to be realistic, but I think there has to be a little bit of common sense. And this is where people like the Sports Association can come in and say, look, you know, why not a half 12 kick off on the Sunday or a 1 o'clock kick off or
And
2
another
o'clock
point, I
kick-off?
don't want to sound like an old man here, but how many times do we hear the people are drinking? Everybody's drinking too much booze and all that. Well, if I'm in the pub all day in the game, if I'm going to watch Rangers in Aberdeen and it's a
You're
half
going
4
to-
kick-off, on a Sunday I'm probably going to say, I'm just like the
Super
average
Sunday.
guy, I'm going to say I might as well go about 12ish.
For the Premiership?
So once I'm in at 12ish and Rangers
Kicking
get
off.
the victory, you're there all night. So
Exactly.
they tell you one minute they don't want to encourage it, the next minute they're putting it out there. And not just with Rangers, but football in general, I don't think they're treating the fans very well when it comes to that.
Still money.
Guys, anybody want to give us a wee call? It would be good. 01413195230.
Just a couple of quick plugs for some of the stuff that Gers TV's doing. Obviously, please have a look at our website. There is some great articles on there. That's www.thegers.tv. Well said, Viv. And we've got our own Spotify channel as well. So if you go onto Spotify and literally search Gers TV, we've got a fantastic series with Rangers historian David Hertz.
Lewis will put the adverts up in a minute.
Yep, hopefully Lewis can. So we've got some fantastic podcasts with David Herb. We've also recorded a great friend of the show, Mark Dingwall, with the political events that are happening in Scotland right now.
I really enjoyed that.
I think it's time for a wee follow to Mark as well. That's live as
I thought we were
well.
going to say a time for a new First Minister.
Well, you never know. So please check that out as well.
The bus comes with it.
And it's been a bit quiet lately, but we've got our own Discord channel for esports as well. So if Lewis is about and watching, we can, hopefully Lewis will post the link for the FIFA Pro Clubs and
we're also
Xbox
looking
and
at
PlayStation.
an event for
An
that
event,
as well.
Yeah, in talks.
We won't put a date up now, but we're looking at an event in a pub in Glasgow soon.
Yeah.
And that would involve how many people, Gordon, roughly?
So it'll be a FIFA tournament in, can we say the bar? No, we don't know yet. No, we won't say the pub just yet.
We'll wait to know because we'll go live everything in Warner, but just so
Yeah.
people know what because I don't really understand how many we playing it. I'm guessing 11.
I would say no, so it'll be like a tournament, so it'll be like you know, maybe 12, 16 people, and it'll be like a tournament where it's, you know, round 1, round 2, quarter final, semi final, final kind of
And
thing.
then get a couple of beers.
A couple of beers
and
and,
big screens
you
and
know,
the wee screens.
aye, big screens, wee screens, and maybe £5 to get in, £5 to take part, and winner takes it all, or split between winner, second place, etc. So
We'll have more details of that in the next 2 weeks.
yeah, so
Just after our coronation party, we'll concentrate on that first.
Yeah.
Then we'll have it live
Yeah.
to give us time to plan it. Guys, I've highlighted a comment from Davy Stewart. I want to speak about for a minute.
The support.
The supporter. This is obviously about the association. The supporters club should be on a website with club details and POC points of contact, so supporters can maybe hitch a lift or visit a supporters club if they're in the area.
It's a very
the reason,
good question.
the reason I'm reading this out and I've left it to the end here is I was going to ask you to, guys, your opinion on this. Is that something we should maybe look at putting on our website rather
Creating
than
a
asking
contact.
somebody? rather than us suggesting somebody else do it, is that something that we could maybe
take on.
look at doing?
Yeah.
I think, do you know what? I think that would be an absolute brilliant idea, and I'd be happy to take that on as a lead.
Yeah,
Because I've created a lot of different, through my work.
It's a great point. See if
I've
you go on
created a
holiday,
lot of
right? You go on
contacts.
holiday and somebody says, going to go and watch a Rangers pub. Where do you go and find
Where'd
it?
you go?
How do you
You're
find
right.
it where
And
it
how
is?
many times do you want to have that information at hand? Like, it would be so useful.
And it's not something I've
Yeah.
thought about before, so thanks for the comment, David.
And we could
That's-
have it on our website, and we could promote it, and
We could even do a supporters
we
club of the
could
month.
could do bars, we could do supporters clubs. I'd be happy to kind of pull that together.
Aye, so
Yeah,
thanks for
it's-
that suggestion. That's what
Yeah,
we're
it's
looking
a
for, because
brilliant idea.
we don't want to be asking other people to do stuff that we're not prepared to do. And when I'm thinking about it, I've never thought about that before, but when I looked for the years ago, right, this is well before, you'll be too young for this, it used to be the old Rangers News years ago, and they had every supporters club
Remember
on it.
that? I remember
Do you
that.
remember it?
I do.
And sometimes there was
My
funny
dad
comments in
always
it,
had
because you'd update it every week, so there was
That's
funny
right.
comments.
My dad always
Aye.
said that. I remember looking at it. Aye.
But when I think about it now, Rangers, their own website will have it, but they don't have everybody on it.
No. And I bet you, like, see, the thing is, it'll just be the main ones, whereas working, like, you especially, you will know so many people out there that you work with that
So we're going to work on a database and do your
they'll
idea.
do that.
David,
Yeah.
thank you for that, because
I think that's a really good idea. I was actually looking for something to do because I was going to suggest to them what kind of charity work I could do, but
Well,
I think this would be really beneficial.
there's two folds to it that would help the supporters out, but it also means if we ever want to promote it, we'd have a list of the supporters clubs that we could contact,
Exactly.
Yeah.
as well as anybody else. So
Just
Right.
on
that's
that,
the
on-
kind of stuff we're looking for.
yeah, on that note, if there's any supporters clubs that want to book the Gers TV to host a night or anything like that, please get in touch. We'd be happy to do that as well.
Yeah.
Or transmit live, or do a live show for one of your nights.
Yeah.
Obviously, get in touch with the.
There used to be, as I was just saying, there used to be the programme and
Yeah.
The Rangers, but I actually remember that, the Rangers News. Nostalgia.
Just before we finish, we're going to finish off a minute. Can I just say that it is Simon's birthday. It was his birthday yesterday, so just say a
And
very,
the 20th of
very,
March as well.
a very, very 58th birthday to
Happy
48.
birthday.
very, very happy birthday to Simon.
Yeah.
Happy
Thank you very
birthday.
much. 48, but I've got the body of a 47-year-old.
You only look, if you ask me, I would say you only look 47 and a half.
There you go. There's a good point there, just to deflect for that. This is the kind of times that people are getting back for the football. In the old days, they were getting back at 1 and 2 in the morning, back to Yorkshire. I used to come to watch the Gers up from
Wow.
down.
Down in
I
Yorkshire.
can't read it. You need to
Never-
get too much coffee.
I used to come up for the games from down in Yorkshire and never get back into the morning
Yeah.
as I was 7 in the HNF. That is
And I'm
that.
like,
See, I
just
love
horses.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, fair play to everyone. I know people that come for Ipswich and commentary and all that as well down south. And I mean, a game on a Sunday's bad enough, but you're not getting back until you know.
Well, a wee shout as well, just when you're mentioning this, Gordon, exactly
next
what we're talking about, is we met a lot of people in the Bristol bar from Londonderry at the
Yeah.
weekend that
Oh,
all
we
watch the
did?
Gers TV.
They
all
do?
watch the Gers TV. So anytime, it's quite a good feeling when you get in the pub and people come up and say to you, we watch what you're doing and whatever.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
So
Appreciated.
I
Yeah.
remember the Londonderry guys were in. I can't remember Larne supporters were in as well. The
Yeah.
Larne Rangers supporters club was in. So it's always good if you see if you just give a wee shout when you're there. It's always good to get a beer with
say
these
hi.
people.
Absolutely, yeah.
And a lot of them had graphics and they were showing us the Gers TV graphics and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
there's
it's
a lot of
amazing.
interaction.
Yeah. So maybe.
Happy birthday, sis. It's a new world. The place is all going woke and the Gers TV's going woke. I think you mean Si.
No,
Do
I
you
don't.
know,
I don't.
I
I
was-
don't think he does.
I hope
See,
you mean Si.
that's, remember he was showing us videos at the weekend because I was actually going to buy you Bud Light. And I thought,
Oh,
no, I
aye,
better
that
not.
ran.
Oh, aye, well, don't poke
I
the bear.
better not.
I actually thought a good comment, right? But I don't think many people would understand the comment. I was actually going to say we should revert to Celtic in the future as the Celtic, the Bud Light of football. But most people wouldn't get that joke unless you watch American politics just now. However, aye, that's a good point. I wouldn't drink it.
No.
If it's free booze, of course I would.
I don't know about what time after.
How you doing, Sinky? Listen, we're going to give Ian Sinclair a wee plug as well here because he runs a bus to Blackpool every year.
Ah, you mentioned
Without a
that,
doubt,
yeah.
he runs it, and everybody's welcome on his bus.
Yeah, absolutely.
What date is it?
I can't remember. I think
As soon as I get my
it's-
10% discount, you'll be transferring that money.
I think when is it that the Blackpool get? Is it the?
I think it's the first weekend. It's either depending on the week when the weekends fall in June. It's either the first or second weekend. I think a suspicion it's the first weekend in June, but
God, that's tight, isn't it?
So
I think it's a
Stuff
9th to the
going on.
10th. Ian, if you want to let us know and promote
feel
your
free to get a wee
weekend
plug.
to Blackpool, please do, mate.
And what happens is once you're on the bus, you get the hotel booked and all that, and you're
Yeah.
away. And I think they're going longer this year. It was when was it? No, was it last year they did the bank holiday? They done the extra day. Anyway, Ian will put the details up if anybody's interested. PM him. But it just there you go. There's the
9th of
details. That's a
June.
proper businessman. There he's
Oh.
right away.
Aye, very good.
I don't
very-
know if my
very
mum
quick,
would
yeah.
let me go because I'm flying out of Glasgow Airport on like the 12th. She would be worried I wouldn't come home.
Aye, or
Like,
else.
she'd be like, ah, you're
Junior
not.
Mago. That's the thing. You do Junior Mago on the bus.
Aye.
Good to, that's
There you go,
good.
special discount.
Mhm.
But it's just to give you anybody that supports the Gers TV would like to try and support them back.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
But
100%.
Thanks to people when they thank us. But
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more.
we're looking at doing other charity projects as well. We don't know yet, but we're looking at doing some other stuff in the next couple
Yeah,
of
I'm
months.
looking forward to actually doing more charity work. But
Yeah.
my first, right, so Davies gave us a task. We always listen to our audience and their needs and their wants. So I'm doing this contact list. This is what I'm going to focus on over the next and have it done. What's a project date deadline? 2 weeks?
Just
No,
on that as
I-
well, I've just remembered what you told me to remember you today, but we forgot to remember you
I think
today.
that's too soon. Don't want to rush you. I mean,
But
plenty of time.
did we no say that we were going to do a show specifically or a post? No, we're going to do a video or a show to just ask people what they want.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
the
that is
channel
really important.
to evolve to.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't remember what we'd agreed on it. And basically, if people think they want 2 shows a week, or if we've changed it from 7 to 7 o'clock for basically 45 minutes, sometimes to an hour,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we feel that people it's on too long.
Yeah.
And it's hard for people to stay concentrating, and you're talking about
Yeah.
so too many subjects in one night. So we're looking at varying it to different days of the week, times of the week, and maybe different people on the panel or something. I don't know, just to
Yeah.
to make it positive for people and their
Yeah.
experience. So we'll probably do a show asking you guys what you would like to see, or not, so you can probably tell us to disappear.
I'd probably tell every night get too far. It's Ian's. Oh,
Ian
Sorry.
Sinclair's, there he is,
I'm going to get battered tonight.
2 night stay
Yeah.
for £250 per person, usual seat.
Usual seafront family on a
Seafront
hotel.
family
That includes your travel and accommodation as well. So it's not so
Have
that's a
you
great
been?
deal.
Aye,
Brilliant
I've
last
been quite
year.
a
We
lot.
went last
Aye,
year.
aye.
No, I think it was the year before actually.
Was it?
Because Vegas happened.
The
obviously
beautiful
last
thing
year.
with this advert, right, now, Ian will be going, don't mention it, right, he tells you all the beautiful things about the farm down on the hotel and the lovely bus. No, he doesn't mention Big Boffies on the bus, right? He doesn't mention the fact Big Boffies on the bus, 4 bottles of whiskey before he jumps on it.
Aye.
It's all guys, it's all characters, it's all people from different parts of the
Right.
country that go on it.
Yeah.
And
If
they're
you,
all
if you
family
are
friendly.
going, please make sure you get to the bus on time.
Because Gordon missed it last, was it 2 years ago you missed it?
Aye.
Did you?
I got there in the end.
What do you mean you missed it? The
He
bus?
didn't miss the
I
bus, he
don't
missed,
want
he missed the day, he didn't, I
Don't
don't
want
think he
to.
appeared the whole day, just did the,
No, I was on the way home. I had to get the train home.
Did you?
because he
Did
missed the
you?
bus.
Did you?
There you go, you get a function ticket for £20 as
There you
well.
That
go,
sounds
yeah.
awesome.
Brilliant.
That's
Okay.
a great deal. And
Right.
that's why we're saying about the buses. If we can get a list of the buses, if they're ever doing a promotion or anything, we'll know who they're to promote them.
Exactly. Well, I'll do that then.
That's about the night time to wrap it up then for tonight.
No, because I can't see. Give me a minute. Oh, Buffy's no
Buffy's
good. There you
no
go.
Oh no! There you go. There you
I was
go.
wanting to meet him.
There you go. Think it'll instantly sell out now. If it's not already, I'm sure it has already.
Right,
But
just
if
so I've
it's
got
not,
the outro ready for it. That's all I was trying to do here. I don't come back. I don't need.
so we'll do a preview show for Aberdeen later on in the week or the weekend. Okay. Thanks for coming to tonight. We wish you a good night and always remember we are
The people.